Ryan, let's talk about why your team doesn't convert, right? And so we've talked in past videos about just why leads might not convert in general, but a lot of our Brivity platform users have a team. And they're not necessarily in there themselves. The business owner isn't working those leads. And so you get a whole new set of issues that might arise when your team is working leads on your behalf or as part of your business. So let's talk about some of the reasons those things don't convert. And then the first one is going to be they're saying the wrong things. So maybe what is there a right thing to say, and kind of what would be some guidance that you'd give team owners around getting their people to be saying the right thing?
Yeah, so for us, saying the right thing is a commitment to mastery. It's a commitment where we've decided that we aren't going to allow our real estate agents or ourselves to practice on our customers. So that is why our team created a daily scripts role play session that happens every single day at 8:30 in the morning. It goes for about 15 to 20 minutes where we go in there and we practice what to say to our leads and to our customers. And a good example for an internet lead might be, hey Bob, I saw that you just registered on my website. People register on our website for one of two reasons. One, they're thinking about selling their home and they're curious what their home is worth. Or two, they're thinking about buying. And actually it could be both. Which one are you, Bob? They think that all leads in the system are just buyers. But what I found is the majority of people actually live somewhere. The majority of people actually have somewhere else where they're staying right now, right? And very possibly they have a home to sell. But when your agents aren't role playing and practicing and saying the right things, they might mess up or miss the opportunity.
What they're doing is the more common thing for somebody to say who had no training. They're going to say, hey, this has been Kinney. I saw that you were on our website today. Is there anything I can do to help you? Right? And that's a natural out for somebody to go, nope, I was just looking. The way you pose it, you're essentially saying you are one of these two things. Identify yourself. Which one are you?
Absolutely.
And that's such a subtle difference, but hugely powerful, right?
Yeah. And instead of calling and saying, hey, are you looking for a home in Bellingham or in the city that they're searching for? What I do is I use the information that's available in the CRM to say, hey, because I've seen their favorites and I've seen what properties they clicked on. Bob, I was just giving you a call. You'd registered on my website in the past, and I heard about a couple properties that are coming on the market between $400,000 and $500,000 in the Bellingham area, 4 bedrooms, 3 bedroom type properties. Would you want to see in the inside of any of those or know about it before anybody else? I could get you in there. Or you might call them and say, hey, I saw that you favorited a property. It's at 1234 Main Street. Why don't I get you inside it? I'm actually going to be out in that area this week. Do you want to come with me, or can I take some additional photos for you? So saying the right thing, saying something of value, and using the data and information that we have available in the CRM to help you and your agents convert leads at a higher level.
I think that's such a great, don't practice on your clients, right? So another reason that our team might not convert leads when we're handing them over to them is they don't do the activity. Right? They don't do the activity. What's the activity?
So the activity is doing whatever it takes, as your shirt says today, whatever it takes to convert that lead. Following a process and a plan that you establish for your team for every single lead that comes in. And for us, it might be things like we're going to change the status. Once we get a new lead, we're going to move it out of new so we know that somebody's accepted it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to attempt to make contact and leave notes. We're going to log that we made the phone call or log that we sent the email. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try to communicate with them in a different way. Text them, email, phone call. We're going to attempt to contact them in every way possible. Then what we're going to do is we're automatically going to set up a listing alert. Then we're going to schedule a to-do for the next time we're going to follow up with them. And the goal is to touch these people a minimum of 10 times in the first 2 weeks of them being a lead in your system, because that is an activity and a plan that converts leads to the highest level and allows you to help more customers buy and sell real estate.
One of the things I've seen over the years, and I mean, we've been doing this for 15 years of lead conversion, is you will get people on your team that come to you and say, these leads are no good, but the reality is when you go into the CRM, almost to a person, because the people that do these activities, they never come to you and say that, right? They just don't. And when you go into your CRM, you're going to see that if you have somebody coming and saying that to you, they haven't done the activities, right? They're not logged in there. They don't have reminders set. You're not seeing that activity happening. And I mean, this gets to a whole accountability piece that we'll talk about in a little bit, but yeah, so you're doing the activities, and you as the team owner can see those activities happening.
Yeah, and you have to inspect what you expect. We know that when a real estate agent says the right thing, that they know the scripts, right? And then they say it enough times. They're being aggressive enough in their daily job, which is to schedule appointments by following up with leads, and they have enough people to work with, which probably isn't a problem if you're using our technology and you're a successful agent. You have leads coming in. If you do those three things, you're gonna be successful. It's impossible not to. So when you get an agent that's not being successful, you go back and you say, which one of these three things is happening? Are they not saying the right thing? Are they not doing enough work every single day to have the opportunity to see something convert, or do they just not have enough leads? And that's another reason why teams tend to not do more business or not convert leads. Bob, it's because they give the agents too many leads.
Too many.
And that's kind of almost an oxymoron. People who don't believe that could be true, but I found that when you give people too many leads, it's like overfilling the wheelbarrow, and you're trying to push this wheelbarrow along with this massive pile of dirt, and because you're trying to cut your trips in half or in a third, and you end up dumping the wheelbarrow, and you spend the rest of your time cleaning it up. So the right amount of leads that we've always believed is 20 to 30 new leads every single month per agent on your team.
And if you're getting many more than that, a couple things end up happening, right? The first thing is they never get deep enough. They never do enough activities with one lead because they're always looking for that next lead to come in, right? They want that hot, warm one that answers on the first call and says, I'm ready to go see $1 million house tomorrow. And we just know that's not the reality of working internet leads, right? Or really any kind of a lead. But so that's one thing that happens is they get too many. The second thing that happens is over a period of time, right, month after month after month, these things compound, and then you're looking back at leads from 8 months ago, and that's really the sweet spot, right? Those people that registered 8 months ago are probably buying today, but I'm not able to follow up with those because I got too many coming in this new month.
Yeah, so if you got 30 this month, and then you had 30 the last month, and 30 the last month, you look at the end of the year, you got 360 leads that the team gave them, plus whoever they met in their own database, plus the open house people, plus the prospecting people. It's more than they can physically manage. So what they start doing is they start mailing in the effort, and that's by just sending everybody the same mass spam email. Right? Not looking at the IDX search activity before sending the email, before making the call, or the only attempt of communication they make is simply email only. And we know it's going to take more than that to build the rapport enough that you're going to want to sit down and meet with me.
So this last reason why your team doesn't convert, we could probably do a half hour, an hour, a whole day about this topic, and it's you have the wrong people on your team, and that can be a hard kind of aha for some folks. But talk for a second about having maybe hired or you have in position on your team right now the wrong person. What does that look like?
So, we just spent a lot of time talking about talent and finding the right people, and some more content we'll bring to you guys soon. But I found over time that a couple of things happen when you hire the wrong people. One, you don't know that you did. You don't know that you hired the wrong people. What that means is you only got one agent and you give them the leads and you just think they're doing a good job or they're doing a bad job. You got nothing to compare it to. Be like you and me going out and running. If we ran separately, we would never push each other, or we wouldn't have anybody else to compare ourselves to, and one of the two of us wouldn't grow in that situation. But if we got a third person to come running with us, now Bob and I both have to keep up with that person, and you get a better idea of what's going on and who's good and who's not. What you're looking for when you hire the right people is somebody that's willing to follow a model and a system that you've created for following up with leads and doing your buyer consults and your listing presentations. And you're also looking for somebody that's hungry and somebody that has some grit. You're looking for somebody that needs to make the money, that wants to make the money, that wants to be successful. You aren't going around the office and then choosing everybody that hasn't done anything for a long time and then making them all members of your team, right? You're going out and finding somebody that has a why, that has a real purpose on why they need to go sell 2 homes a month or 4 homes a month or something like that.
It's not easy to make that 4th contact attempt, that 10th contact attempt, that 15th contact attempt, right? And so that grit is so important because you're gonna, and you've experienced this in your real estate, you're gonna experience a lot of rejection, a lot of no's, right, before you get to those yeses. And so to be able to just push through that.
Yeah, it takes a talented person and a driven person and a special person to do that. And we would like to say at some point, Bob, that we have a team of only Navy SEALs. And what we found is that you gotta actually build a Navy before you can find a SEAL. Right? And if you want to have a whole team of SEALs, you better really be building that Navy big enough that you end up with this group of just trained professionals that are the best of the best, that actually are the right people on your team.